Good evening, everybody. It is Sunday night, and it's time for another episode of the Illuminati Wrestling Order Show. I'm your girl, Giandra LaBeouf, all the way here from the island of Inglewood, California, always up to no good. And I've got the whole squad back in the house tonight. The gang is all back together again. I'm going to bring in my guy, Pump, and look what the damn cat done back into the show. It's our good man, Big Nate. Nate, where you been, bro?
I'm sorry. Listen, I had a couple weeks off. I was restructuring my contract, the Illuminati Wrestling Order. So listen, I can't get into details with you, but listen, I'm here, right? So Joe took care of me.
That's some nonsense. That's some nonsense. You supposed to hold it down like friends. Like if somebody go in, you gotta represent for all of us. If you get in the millie, we all get in the millie.
Fair enough. No, a couple weeks ago I had some personal things to take care of, and last week we were preempted by the Power Rangers, which I will not stand for. I refuse to be the bastard child of this channel.
That is kind of their bread and butter, though, Nate. You might want to.
And at least let me be the pink one. It's not
Fair enough.
But that's okay. Some held it down.
Forget me. We have a guest in the house today. That's what's really
up. We love when we have guests joining the show tonight. So joining us tonight, you know this man. You've seen him in Ring of Honor. You've seen him flip-flopping, doing wild shit off the rope like a real G, because that's how they get down. Let's give it up for our boy, Danny Limelight. What's up, Danny?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for having me. I just want to say I've never wrestled at Ring of Honor, but maybe you just manifested that. You put that into the universe for me. So that's what's up. Straight from New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, New Japan.
Hey, maybe you just manifested that for me, mama. I might be coming to Ring of Honor. You never know.
Okay,
get those tickets for Baltimore.
Yeah.
I am wearing my scarf tonight. I am foreseeing that this man joins the Ring of Honor. That'll be $14.99, please. Thank you. But New Japan, man, this man here, Mr. Pump here, this is the New Japan expert. So he is.
I don't know about all that. Don't bring me up too high here.
Well, every week you flossing New Japan merchandise. You better be on board right now.
Merch and knowledge are two entirely different things, my friend. Do I have an Okada money gun? Yes. That's about it.
Well, yeah,
you gotta shoot. You gotta make it rain. Let's go.
Oh,
yeah. Let's go. Yeah, buddy.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm so excited to be here. Super grateful for this. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing week, amazing last few months, and just excited to see where things are going.
Oh, seriously. But let's get into it. What has this time been like for you? What's been some of your best outings you feel in the ring with, your last few times out? But just in general, how are you holding it down during the pandemic when so many things have been slowed down or canceled altogether?
Well, for me, fortunately, the pandemic hasn't hit too hard. Yes, it slowed down independent wrestling. It's actually brought it to a halt. But fortunately enough, I was able to have a New Japan tryout before the pandemic happened back in the fall time. And I came out for the New Japan tryout. It was awesome. It was great. And
was that here?
That was in the LA dojo.
Okay.
I tryout at the LA dojo. I teamed with Mysterioso. We took on the Regal Twins. Shout out to the Regal Twins. It was fun. And they gave me the call and said that they were going to be bringing me in. When the pandemic happened, it kind of put things on hold for like a brief moment. At the time, I was busy, filming short films and auditioning for stuff like that, because I do the acting and the stunts as well.
Gotta have that side hustle, my dude.
Yeah. That kept me busy and productive. I was writing my own films and things like that to stay on top of my game. And then I got the call that that they were going to start running shows again. I just had to go get COVID tested and things like that. And once I got my test results, I showed that I was negative. I showed up to the dojo. I showed up to the arena where we were filming at. And yeah, it's been amazing. My last couple matches that I've been on since New Japan Strong started. Back in August or or July. Excuse me, in July. It's been amazing. I've been on almost every week since then. You know, and more recently this past week having a singles match with Rocky Romero, one of the best to do it. You know,
yes, shout out Rocky Romero. That's awesome.
You know, it's like
shout out this man dropped my jaw during that match, and I sent you the screenshot.
Yes,
the leapfrog backflip. I've never seen that before.
Thank you so much.
I felt like you wanted to hit him with the thwip, though. I thought you wanted to do the Spider-Man. I wanted to hit
him with the thwip.
You should have. I saw the look. I'm like, oh, you gonna do it?
I was, you know, I used to add a little thwipping back in the day. You know, when I was on the independent scene doing my thing, but I just been evolving my game, evolving myself as a person and in the ring in general, and just like being able to be in the New Japan locker room. Wrestling guys like Rocky Romero. My debut match was against TJ Perkins, somebody else who's done it all over the world, you know, in this business. It's been a blessing, you know, just being able to get in there with some of the best and show the world, you know, making a lot of new fans, creating new memories for people and showing people that I deserve to be there and that there's only bigger things coming my way.
Now, it's funny that you mentioned TJ Perkins because when they mentioned that we were going to have you on, I thought back and I actually met you at a PCW show in Torrance.
Oh, wow.
Like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I wrestled with Scott De Leon.
Yes, and that was the PCW first show, and TJ Perkins was on that show as well.
Yes.
And me and my boy, we were we rapped at the intermission or whatever.
Oh,
and you impressed me that night too. And then it was wild because not shortly after that, TJ Perkins got put on the dub. And then when I heard that you had popped, and then when I heard that you had popped up in New Japan, I went, you know, doesn't surprise me because dudes was crushing it, you know, on the indie scene, and that's awesome, man. So where are you at right now? Are you still in Los Angeles right now, or are you overseas?
I remember that match. I think I finished with the springboard 450. I finished that match, and
my man,
the thing with TJ Perkins was it was my debut match in New Japan was against TJ Perkins, but I actually wrestled TJ last summer in San Diego at an indie show. Right now, I'm still living in Los Angeles. Right here in North Hollywood doing my thing. Yeah. And so, you know, everything that I want to do is out here. All the auditions are happening out here. You know, my daughter, she's acting, so all her auditions are out here. And you know, with Championship Wrestling from Hollywood filming, they film out here, and then New Japan is filming out here. So it's kind of very it's been fortunate that it's like right here. You know, it's not too much of a headache for me. I don't get on any
what's gonna happen? So what's gonna happen when all this subsides in a little bit, and New Japan gives you the call and goes, "Yo, we're gonna need you to fly across, bro. We're gonna need you to come out."
You know, God willing, if you know New Japan wants me to come out there, I'll happily board a plane and fly out there for some taping.
I know that's right.
That's the right answer.
You know, like no questions asked. You know, I'll go out there, I'll show up, I'll wrestle my matches. You know, put on a show for a whole different country. You know, a whole different continent, and just really just continue to do what I've been doing. That's working hard, staying in shape, and grinding. You know, I didn't let the pandemic slow me down. I'm actually in the best shape I've ever been in before. And for those,
and you're an ex-Marine, right? You were in the military?
Yeah, I did 10 years in the Marine Corps.
So that's saying a lot. To say that you right now are in the best shape of your life is saying a lot if you were in the motherfucking military.
and it's crazy because like my last job in the Marine Corps, I was a drill instructor. So I was making Marines and boot camp and stuff. And that I gained a lot of stamina and time management skills and endurance from there, but I lost so much weight when I was doing that job because it was just nonstop. I was like 130 pounds when I was a drill instructor.
Wow.
Now I'm sitting at like 165 and I feel solid. I feel good. And I'm still moving as if I was 130 pounds, you know? And I think that anybody that's watched me, you watched me 4 years ago, and anybody that watches me now, I'm way better than I was before, and I'm moving better than I was before. And I think that's what matters most, is that, you know, throughout the longevity, you know, 5 years plus, about 5 years now, a little over 5 years, I'm still grinding, I'm still working, I'm not slowing down, no matter my age.
Right on.
That's right.
Do you see something? Do you see yourself as more of like a young lion, or if New Japan was to bring you in, because the announcers were definitely planting the seeds with you and Rocky. I see big things for you over there, but that's just me.
Are we talking a tag? Do you think a tag?
There's a story. They were definitely brewing a story.
Listen, you just gotta tune in every Friday to find out what happens.
Not a problem. I'm in.
I'm not here to, give it all away. I'm here to talk about me and the show, and I think that New Japan Strong is slowly becoming, one of the best shows on Friday nights. I'm not
absolutely.
At nobody. I'm not trying to take cheap shots. That's not my thing. But I'm saying
I'll do it.
Anybody who's tuning in is like, we have such amazing talent in that roster from guys that have done it all over the place to like you said, the young lions. I don't consider myself a young lion because I didn't go through that training.
Right. That was my question.
I've mixed it up with Clark Connors. Carl Ferguson is one of my homies. Like,
yes,
it's like love. You know what I'm saying? But it's we want to be the best. And then I consider myself a SoCal wrestler. I'm Danny Limelight. I'm a New York, Brooklyn boy, but I'm a SoCal wrestler, and SoCal wrestling made me who I am. So I always represent SoCal wrestling. And I'm just somebody that's been given the opportunity to showcase my talents at this stage. And any opportunity I get, I run with, I give it my all, and hopefully bigger things come from wherever. I'm down.
I like it.
Do you see yourself, you think you'd fit in Chaos? Because for me, they've got Will Ospreay. I mean, even if you could just rub shoulders with Ospreay, like, I'm already booking in my head. Come on, give me something.
Well, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but you bring up Will Ospreay.
Yes.
I am currently involved with a film called Once Upon a Time in Great Britain.
Okay.
It's a movie it's virtual reality movie. It's like one of the first of its kind. The main bad guy in Rambo is in it. Like it's written by Sidney and
Brian Dennehy.
Yes.
Brian Dennehy.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
You can look it up on IMDb. Once Upon a Time in Great Britain. And I'm not saying Will Ospreay's in the film. I'm saying that you might want to watch the film.
Fair enough. Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, I think as far as fitting in with Chaos, some other people have asked me if I think I'd fit in with Bullet Club. Other people ask me what, do I want to go to AEW and run with Pride and Powerful? I'm down for whatever. Look, I fit in where I get in, and I think that I have the ability to adapt into any circumstance I'm put in, and yeah, me and Rocky, we got a little thing going on right now. We mixed it up this weekend. He got the best of me. I still think he's getting a little too old for himself. I still want to talk my shit because he kind of showed me out this weekend. But if I ever get into the ring with him again, it's not gonna go down that way.
Well, he said he wants the IWGP Light Heavyweight Championship as Rocky Romero, but I mean that's got to go through you, right? A young up and comer.
Listen. I think I gotta go through him. As far as the record book shows, he's held it as Black Tiger,
right?
And now he has a victory up on me. Actually, he has two if you count the tag match. So if anything, now I gotta turn that around and come back at him. That's how I look at it. If I take an L, I need to get my L back.
Right.
Before I can start looking at championships, So.
I love it.
So when you look at some of your peers and your counterparts out there, no matter where they are, what would be some fantasy matches that you would be interested in seeing? It doesn't matter where they are, who they are, what platform, or even if it's you. Let's start with you. What is the fantasy match? If you could book the main eventer for whatever, you're on the Danny Limelight card, you main event, and who's in there with you?
If you say Dominic, I'm turning off my microphone.
Nah, hold on, man. Shout out to my boy Dominic.
I'm just kidding.
That's my boy. Hey, that's my boy. That's a San Diego boy. That's my boy Dominic, man. He's a good friend of mine. Much love to him. I think he's been doing amazing. Some people have this about him jumping straight to the main roster. Look, that's Rey Mysterio's son. That's Prince Mysterio right there. And if you look at his matches, I think he's been doing great.
Yes,
he's doing really good because we were hating hard when they was doing in the little collared shirt. I'm like, yo, what? Man. He know where the bodies are there. He's killing it.
Listen. I will be the first to say, I might not have been on the Dominic train to start off. To say it lightly. Literally, Danny. I know. I'm not sure if you listen to the show or not, but I said that I would wrestle I would show up to the show in a dress if he had a good show in his first match.
So I guess you got to wear a dress.
Well, it depends on what you feel is a good showing. I might have Jim Cornetted my way out of that one. But moving forward, I get it. Yes, he listen, for somebody that's been nepotismed into the spot that he's in, and it's like you said, listen, he is Mysterio's kid. He is Prince Mysterio. I get it. And if this becomes the jump start to him having a fantastic career, then I'm all on board. He's a little Marco Stunt for me. And that's me.
I never met Marco Stunt. I'm great friends with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, so I'm not going to speak on that. But
I'm not asking you to throw shade at anybody. I'm just telling you.
What I'm saying, I think he got thrown into the big waters, Dominic, and I think he's doing fine. I think that every week, one thing that I credit him to is that every week he's getting better and better.
Sure,
I agree. I agree. I think
if I could throw myself into the main event with anybody, anybody that knows me knows that my favorite wrestler of all time is The Rock. So me versus The Rock would be my fantasy match for me. If I'm just looking at throwing out matches, people that I want to wrestle, I got a very, very short list of people that are on my list right now. I want to wrestle Alex Zane from GCW. I don't know if you guys know Alex Zane. He's been on New Japan Strong. I want to wrestle Dunn. He's out the East Coast too. He used to tag team with Chris Hero, Death by Elbow. I want to have a singles match with Phoenix. I've wrestled Phoenix in like tag match before and a scramble match, but I want to have a singles with my boy Phoenix. And then if I could pick one more person to have a match with, I want to have a match with Kenta.
Ooh. I like that. I would love to see that. That would be fantastic.
Have you seen any of Show in New Japan? I feel like that'd be a good pairing, you and Show.
I haven't seen much of Show yet.
Okay.
I have to look into it now. See, now you're gonna have me doing some homework tonight.
Well, that's fine. I'll take that.
Pumps has me doing homework every week, bro. Don't
yeah, but does it. So.
Pumps is super duper. Pumps is super duper.
Say again?
I said Pumps is super duper. Like, there's levels and like there's Pumps and then there's us.
No, stop it.
Go on. What were you gonna say? Finish your thought, Danny.
Oh, I was gonna say if I had to pick a fifth person, it would be Randy Orton.
Yes, fair enough. Well, you better get him soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the Viper getting back
the best career. I think he's having the best year of his career this year.
He's definitely, when Randy Orton wants to, that motherfucker is the best wrestler on the planet. He just needs to be engaged, I feel. I don't know the guy, but you just look from an outsider looking in. When he's engaged and when he's doing that ultimate heel work, especially now when there's no fans and he's, leaning in and the mics are catching him talking shit to dudes when they're laid out, it's dope. I thoroughly enjoy that.
He's all this, he has it when it comes to the business.
Yeah, totally agree.
So I had go ahead, Jay. Oh, my only question was going to be off wrestling because I know you're such a big Spider-Man fan. Give me somebody outside of Marvel or outside of Spider-Man rather that's your other go-to.
Somebody outside of Marvel somebody outside of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
All right, fair enough.
Wolverine is my dude. If I had to pick somebody else, I would say the Punisher.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I like those guys. I think they both, have kind of similar mentality, but I just like the berserkness of Wolverine. Yeah. And I like how precise Punisher is and how calculated the Punisher is. Love that stuff. And also, like, the Punisher comics were pretty tight. And just the X-Men growing up, I was a huge X-Men fan as well, watching the animated series on Fox 5. It just
rest in peace to the guy who did Cyclops' voice. He just died recently, right? I don't know his name, but he passed away.
There's been a lot of deaths this year. Rest in peace to a lot of my heroes this year.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes, it is. Calling the ancestors home. Yeah. So, this is always an interesting thing to me with wrestlers and the fan. We know the fandom starts young, but what was the first L you ever took playing around at home, bouncing off of something, and you really jacked yourself up, and you had to pick yourself up and say, hey, you know what, I might want to do this for a living. It's kind of tight. Like, what were you doing?
Well, so a lot of people, I started watching wrestling when I was young. like most kids that are into it. But I remember the 1997 Bad Blood Hell in a Cell match, Michaels and Taker, was like the first time I found myself really invested into like a wrestling match and what was happening. I got so mad when Kane came out that I turned the TV off. I turned the TV off when he like broke the cage door and came in. I turned the TV off and my pops popped me in the back of the head. He like smacked me in the back of the head, and I was just like, and he like sent me to my room. I didn't get to finish watching the pay-per-view. And then I started wanting to do it, like I started catching myself jumping off things and like being crazy or whatever. And I would wrestle with my sister and my brother. And there was this, it became to the point where I was doing it a lot. And then we started doing like the backyard stuff. And we had a group of kids in my neighborhood. We went to go there was like a trampoline in this backyard. And we're like, let's just wrestle, have a wrestling match in this backyard. We went to Home Depot. We bought ladders, bought chairs. We must have spent like $60-something. We bought like a little 6-foot ladder or like a 4-foot ladder from Home Depot, and we got like one of the steel like $18.99 steel chairs or whatever it was. And we had a match in the backyard on this trampoline, and I got hit with a chair. And I just remember seeing how some of the guys took the chair shots with no hands up back in the day, And I took the chair shot, no hands up, and it was just my neck all the way down. It was so sore. So sore. I was like, all right, I'm
gonna get my hands up this time.
I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again. And but what's crazy was like when I was younger, like all I knew was WWF and WCW. I didn't know what New Japan was. I didn't know about Ring of Honor. I didn't know about the independent wrestling scene until I started training to be a pro wrestler. And I thought to become a wrestler, there was like this scouting thing that had to happen. I didn't know you could just go sign up at a school and train. Like I didn't know how to do it. It was like acting. I wanted to be an actor my whole life, but I didn't know how to do it. It was one of those things where it's like you have these childhood dreams, but some little Puerto Rican kid from New York tells his teacher he wants to be a pro wrestler or an actor. They look at him like he's crazy.
Right.
So I never knew how to do it until I got myself into the business. And I remember the first time I had like a crazy tables, ladders, and chairs match. I took the chair shot, and I just remember doing it protecting myself the right way this time. So
it's scary, dude. I'll be watching some old shit between 96 and 2002, and it makes me shut. Like I don't even like back in the day. You would see like at the Rumble 99 when Mick Foley gets popped with like 17 unprotected chair shots, and as a kid you're like, hit him again. This isn't enough. And now I'll watch like one chair shot from like a 97 Raw and go, oh God, that shouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? It's
brutal.
I
was in a five-way ladder match about 2 years ago for a contract to face the world champion of this independent company, and it's the only time that I've ever taken a chair shot since I was a kid with no hands up. And the next day I felt that same pain on my neck go all the way back. And I was like, that's why I don't do this shit.
Yeah. Now, does it ring your bell in the moment? Or is the adrenaline
rings my bell in the moment? Like being in that ring, every slam, every hit, like all that, it does not feel good. It doesn't feel. I remember the first time I took my first bump. Like I went home, I was so sore. I had to lay in a hot bath because my back was just so sore from just hitting the ring, hitting the mat over and over and over.
We got a question in the chat. If anybody,
send it.
What would you say is the biggest difference in locker rooms between the indie shows and New Japan? And that's from Abraham in the chat.
Shout out to Abraham.
Shout out to my boy Abraham. I love him. It's a good dude, man. Always looking out. Biggest difference is the amount of professionalism and amount of talent. I don't want to dive too deep into it. Sure. I don't want to, I just don't want to do that. But what I will say is that it's the big leagues, and not that the independents are not. It's just it's New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Right. Yeah, they're called the independents for a reason.
And I love both of them. I love being able to do both.
Right.
When you look at this journey from where you are now, from where you came from that kid taking unprotected headshots off the trampoline with the Home Depot ladder. What is probably like the single advice you would give to that young man, other than the, put your hands up, make sure you got it together when the chair is coming. When you look at your journey, what would you tell that kid that would looking at it from the other side now?
I would tell him to not worry about what other people think. I remember that I stopped watching wrestling because it wasn't the cool thing to do. I stopped having that dream because it wasn't the cool thing to do. I'm forever grateful that I joined the military when I was 17 years old, and it got me out of New York City because I didn't have nothing going for me. But it would be just follow your heart, follow your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. And I would tell him to be humble, because when I first came into the wrestling business, I was very cocky. I thought that because I was in the Marines and I did travel the world and I was athletic and I could move, I wasn't really professionally trained to be a professional wrestler. My school that I started training at, they kicked me out 9 months in and told me I'll never wrestle again. Boy, were they fucking wrong. But I would tell him, be humble, bite your tongue. Some things don't need to be said, and just learn. And I think that in 2016, I had hit that that peak of I thought I was too good for myself. I thought I was too good. I was wrestling on the best shows in SoCal, and I was very cocky, and I rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and I burned a lot of bridges. And so when I took a break because the military sent me to go be a drill instructor and I had no time to wrestle, that break was like a refresher. And when I came back a year and a half later, people, I'm fortunate that they welcomed me back in, without holding any grudges from the past. And I'm sure some of them still have their little beef or their little hate or despise me for whatever reason from who I was when I first started wrestling. But a lot of them was like, okay, let's see what he does this time. And I think that I definitely approached it more maturely and more humbled. I wanted to learn. I wanted to get in there with the best, and I wanted to just be a part of every locker room possible. And I think that I would tell him, be humble. Yeah, you're going to be more athletic than a lot of these guys. Yeah, you're more, you may have the natural charisma that a lot of these guys don't have, but you don't need to say it. Just let your work show it.
And it's funny that you mentioned that, because I wasn't going to bring it up.
Oh, Jesus.
Here we go. He about to bring up the shit from 2016. Here we go.
Yes, he is. Go ahead, Nate.
He got me on the show just to throw this shit in my face.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because I couldn't be a bigger fan of you, the person, right now in 2020. But when they hit me up and they said, hey, we're going to have Danny Limelight on, and I thought back and I went, wait, who? And then they sent me pictures and shit, and I was like, oh, I remember this guy. Because when we were on that PCW show, we did the whole deal where, listen, me and my buddy were the entertainment on the halftime show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or intermission. But I respect the wrestling business like no other. I went through the locker room. I'm not even wrestling, bro. I'm shaking everybody's hand. I'm doing the whole gimmick. You know what I mean? That everybody, I'm doing that thing. And I remember that you and we shook hands and you went, what are you doing here? Or something like that. Right? Okay. I'm not gonna lie. And I went, oh, I MC and I'm performing at the intermission. And you were just like, oh yeah, you MC? And then you started to rap at me, aggressively, immediately. And so I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I'm staring at you and you're rapping and you're rapping and you're rapping. And I'm like, I'm literally not even hearing anything you're saying. I'm just trying to break down what's happening at the moment. and at the end, crazy. And at the end you stopped. And you didn't do this, but you might as well. and then you looked at me and I just went, and I immediately just looked at you and I went, how about I rap and you wrestle?
I remember that.
And I was pissed, bro. You looked at me and you basically said fuck you with your eyes and walked away.
Have a nice day.
You know what's so funny?
And
you bring up the 2016. Jake Atlas, love Jake Atlas, great friend of mine. It's a love-hate relationship with Jake Atlas. He hates me some days, he loves me the others. He remembers he throws it in he playfully brings it up every now and then. We actually just had this conversation literally not even a week ago, but 2016 he was doing ring crew for PCW and I didn't shake his hand. I didn't shake his hand, and he never forgot that I didn't shake his hand. and he brings it up.
Not gonna lie, you're a dick.
I was a dick. I know I was a dick. I was a dick. I own it. I said it. I even said it when she asked me what advice I would give. Don't be a dick.
No, and that's why I love you in 2020.
But you know what's even funnier about this? My buddy that connected us is like the sweetest, kindest person who's a colleague of mine over on the boxing side. And he's like, hey, I got this boy. My boy is a wrestler. Let's, can you jump on the show? It's like, of course. I'm like, Abraham, he's probably like the sweetest guy in the whole wide world. And then here comes Nate's ass. I met his ass back in 2016.
Honestly, I was an arrogant dick. I was very arrogant.
You were talented and you were young, and I got it.
Yeah.
Because I'm 40, so I'm 10 years older than you. So at that time, you were 25 or 26.
24 around there, yeah.
Exactly. And I got albums out. I'm doing shows, and you are coming at me, bro, like we were about to have a fucking battle rap of the century. And I was just like, I'm trying to be cool.
it was just so. I think what got to my head was how fast I blew up.
Sure, absolutely.
And I think that because my school had kicked me out and told me I would never wrestle again, that when I started doing my own thing, I wanted to just F you to everybody.
The chip on your shoulder, and I get that. Yeah. The MC, I 1,000% understand it. You know what I mean? And couldn't be any more of an adult now, and cool and respectable and talented, and you deserve everything you're getting, because
thank you so much.
Like to be able to look back at your past and go, man, for a year or two there, I was a fucking, you know what I mean? It's like the fucking 97 Shawn Michaels, where he was all filled up and he was just a dick. And you know what I'm saying? Not to say that was you, but you know what I'm saying. And
might as well have been.
And I'm so glad that you brought that up, because I wasn't gonna tell that story, because I want to show you in a good light. We're gonna do this thing.
Right. You wasn't gonna tell that story.
I didn't hold a grudge. I was like, but then when you said that, I went, fucking, I'm on this guy's team.
Danny, you know what I would have done? If you would have started rapping at me like you was rapping at Nate, you know what I would have done?
What?
I would have hit you with the, all right. My name is Peaches, and I'm the best. All the DJs to fill my rest.
There you go.
I love it.
I got bars. They're bars.
I bring up Jake Atlas because he always brings up the 2016 PCW when I didn't shake his head. I'm super grateful for Jake. He, I had a lot of training sessions with him one-on-one, working on some new moves and stuff like that. So he's definitely someone I give credit to, helping me take my game to the next level. Him, Mariachi Loco, John Morrison, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, all guys that I trained with that really have helped me, because I didn't have a professional wrestling school. So I learned by wrestling, and I was wrestling Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I was like, well, I don't need a school if I'm wrestling all these shows anyways. Right. But when I came back, I needed to get the ring rust off. I needed to really get going again. And, I was fortunate that I was working with guys like John Morrison and Jake and Jungle Boy and, Douglas James and all these other guys that are killing it out there.
Douglas James. I remember him too. Yeah. That's awesome, man. You deserve everything you're getting right now, my dude.
Thank you so much.
For real.
See, these are the good elements. You got to jot all this down. These are all the good elements for when you have your cinematic match, when you headlining in New Japan. And you're like, yo, they're going to take pieces of this show, and it's going to be part of the background story that they're going to build for you to build the match.
Is it going to be a montage of me rapping the whole story?
Oh, he's 100% going to interrupt Rocky doing a rap in this New Japan story.
That's it.
I'm calling it now.
Yeah. I know Rocky's an MC too. He actually did a track with my buddy Rated R. Yeah, it's funny. That's good stuff.
He does his own entrance theme.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, no, Rocky can spit. It's cool.
That's awesome. Well, Danny, thank you. You gotta come rock with us again. You might have
for sure.
Let's do it anytime. Man, this was a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys bringing me on. Fun time, fun questions, and just a good vibe. I'm all about good vibes, and I really felt that here. So I would love to come back.
We'd love to have you, my dude.
For sure. Thanks, Danny. Have a great night, and I spoke it into existence. Remember when
when Ring of Honor plays my theme song and I come out. I'm gonna remember that you put it into existence, and I'm gonna PayPal you $14.95. I got it.
Right.
Fuck that. We just want you back on the show again.
Yeah.
Hey, now for your reading.
If I could just put my social media out there real quick, anybody listening,
plug away.
Follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Danny Limelight, and check out my Pro Wrestling Tees store, prowrestlingtees.com/Danny Limelight. Thank you guys so much for having me. Much love. Let's do it again.
Appreciate you, my G.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Ooh, that was lit.
That was a lot of fun.
Heck yeah. And you know,
y'all didn't think I was going to get that story out.
I thought we dodged it. I dodged it because I brought up ACW at first and I didn't mention it. But my guy has had so much growth as a man. Super good dude.
Super good guy.
We love a good redemption story. We like it when the good guys level up and can look back. And, you know, that's great. Kudos to him, to Danny Limelight. Make sure you are following him on his social and Instagram and Twitter, Danny Limelight. Buy a shirt, support the young man, the young lion. Oh, he said he's not the middle-aged lion. And, you know, support it.
Well, Young Lion is the boys in their dojo. They don't get wrestler names. They're just Young Lion status. That's what that was.
Those are the guys that like roll out in the New Japan tracksuits and shit, right?
Yes, they only get to wear black trunks and knee pads. They don't get anything until they go away on excursion, and then they come back and get a persona. But I mean, they must really see something in him if he's not going that route.
Yeah, for sure. No, the dude is talented as all get out. So
absolutely,
I think it would be, you know, I think with, you know, with the right promotion, I think we're going to see a lot of big things from Danny, and I'm excited to see it.
Well, I mean, if he, you know, being in New Japan or New Japan adjacent, I mean, Moxley is their IWGP North American champion. So right there is an inroad to the cons. Sure. Rusev, Miro, who I'm sure we're going to talk about, he has it in his new contract that he can go work New Japan dates exclusively in Japan. So yeah, I mean,
wow, we might as well get into it.
Let's just go ahead. Let's get into it. So for those of you who are fans of Rusev Day, Rusev is dead, but Miro is born. He is over on the AEW side, made his debut this week. Kudos to him, because I love him to death. I still can't believe they kept Let me not hate on Lana this week. But, you know, we got him debuting. Good to see him back on AEW. What did you guys think of the debut of the new? Is he? What is his like? What's his handle? Is he a Bulgarian brute? Is he just Miro? Does he have like a side name?
No, the graphic was just Miro, the best man. But he's in that weird
which I'm not into, by the way.
What, the best man?
It's ridiculous. Like, are they making fun of he can't speak English properly?
No, he's the best man of Kip Sabian in his wedding angle.
Oh, got it. See, look, once again, I learned stuff. I learned shit. I thought he was, I am best man. I thought they were like making fun of the fact that he's like.
No. I mean, if that's the plan moving forward, it hasn't happened yet.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, that was Kip Sabian's whole thing, was that he was going to announce his best man on Dynamite this last week. So.
Got it.
Cool. Well, I'm glad to see he's back to work. He's a good dude. I was always a fan of her. They totally fumbled when he had his thing with Aiden English, but now he's over there, and I hope big things happen for him. And good thing there's no crowd, because everybody would have been chanting Rusev Day, Rusev Day.
I know. How are they going to get around that?
They had fans, and they chanted Miro Day.
Oh, Miro Day.
You guys need to watch the product.
Man, listen,
I'm just kidding.
No. You know what, Pumps? You're 100% correct.
No, because then I would have to watch Raw and SmackDown, and I'm not doing that.
You see how this works?
No.
A happy family. Everybody got to play their position.
That's fine.
So what else? Any other good news coming out of AEW that you want to touch upon before we talk about the ones that you hate?
Matt Hardy's still alive.
That was so. Hey, So me and a buddy of mine had this conversation at work. Was that the fault of the fact that the pad and the thing was too close? Like whoever set it up, you know what I'm saying? Because if it was a foot farther back, he wouldn't have fallen off of it and hit his head. So did they place it too close to the forklift?
It's yes, but also, what was your goal? A table bump?
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
So, I mean,
sure as fuck wasn't to almost give himself fucking brain damage.
Jesus, that was horrifying to watch.
Yeah, that was terrible.
He was looking like that head was looking like an egg about to hit the ground. Like that was just terrible. But I'm like, and he still tried to keep going. I'm like, bro.
The fact they finished the match was
ridiculous.
He's crazy, but you know,
it wouldn't have been as bad as if he didn't have to climb up a lighting truss for the finish.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you pass concussion protocol or not. You're not climbing 15 feet up a lighting truss. After that, no.
Yeah. I agree. They should have X'd that one out.
Yeah.
That should have been the end of that. But, you know, hey, they're learning, right? That was the sentiment there was a whole bunch of Twitter fights breaking out about this card, about what's reasonable and what's not. And, you know, AEW working out their kinks. But
I love that AEW is doing blood. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And Pumps is not, apparently.
No, it's not. You made me think of the main event, and I had texted you guys in the group, and I know we're not going to rehash the pay-per-view, but I had so much hope for this show that they did, and if I hadn't paid for it, I'd shut it off.
So you didn't because I saw a lot of people online praising the fact they were working Moxley's arm and all that kind of shit, and you're not into it.
My problem is they spoiled the main event with the Casino Battle Royal. 2 hours before the main event. Lance Archer isn't working MJF. That's not going to happen.
Right.
So you've spoiled your main event 2 hours before it went on the air.
Sure.
Plus the Matt Hardy thing.
Pumps, you fucking paid for it, bro. Speak about it.
No, I just listen. It was 2 weeks ago. I mean, everybody's already formed their opinions, but it was one of the worst shows I've seen in a long, long time, and that sucks because this company should do much better.
And the following weeks,
this last Dynamite was all right.
Right. And
viewership is way up, which means NXT is definitely going back to Wednesday because Vince McMahon's petty AF.
If WWE does the Mimosa match, do they just get buried online?
Absolutely. And I wasn't a fan of the Mimosa match either, but you know.
I know. I feel like AEW gets a pass.
Oh, absolutely.
With a lot of this, like that Britt Baker dentist match and shit. Which
can't take it.
Which I feel like if the WWE did that shit, they would just get buried. But then I look back and I go, the WWE does do that shit. We just watched Money in the Bank, like, you know, it's yeah. I'm
being nice because Cedric is a friend of the show.
Right. Well, I like them putting him into the new little group. They need to do something with him because he's been largely dormant since he did his run as a 205 champ, and then it looked like they were giving him a little burn when he had his little thing with AJ Styles. I thought AJ was going to put him over for a little bit when they had their thing going, and then they took a sharp turn. So, you know, maybe that's something to do.
Yeah, like I'm happy for him. I have nothing against him.
He said, you know.
No, I love him. He's great. But the elephant in the room is his wife. She's not good. I'm sorry.
And
anyway,
so on the wrestling recap, we have Roman. Okay, we could talk about.
That's why I said let's move on.
Okay, well then let's move right on over to WWE. Roman Reigns as a heel.
Love
like Roman Reigns as a heel. I love it.
How excited are you guys for Wobbly Walrus?
I don't even know what that is.
That's the new Firefly Funhouse guy, Wobbly Walrus.
Oh. I was gonna say who? Or did they sign somebody big? What happened?
No, the new Firefly Funhouse character is Paul Heyman, Wobbly Walrus. So
I gotta catch up.
I am so on board with Roman Reigns being a heel, but they have to stick with it.
Yeah.
I need Roman Reigns to be a heel for a year.
Right. Like David.
Yeah, I need it. They've gone in. I can't have this, I can't have him turn on Paul Heyman in fucking 3 months. It's not gonna work.
Roman, that was part of my thing with Roman. Yeah, he's hot, fine as hell. But it was like, he was just never believable to me as a face, because guys that look like that should not be a baby face. Like, I want him like kicking shit over and tripping old ladies when they trying to cross the street. Like, I want a full on asshole. And I think he probably might be in real life.
Kids love him.
I know, but women love him even more. Especially
when he's saying. So if you're getting 2 of the 3, if you're getting 2/3.
I like him better than
Now I missed all the E programming this week. But I have seen the fucking hilarious meme of Roman Reigns sitting on the couch with one of the Usos, like talking to him. And then the meme is like one of the Usos just going on and on. So then there I was, and then this happened, and then this happened, and Roman's just like looking disappointed. So are they pairing the Usos with them, or is only one of them back because the other one's in an alcoholic tank?
No. One is injured. One had to.
I thought one of them was got 4 DUIs.
Yeah, he did. That doesn't mean he's going anywhere.
As long as it's not DV, you can stay around in WWE. Right. But no, he had surgery. So we've got other Uso, and then he got even into the mix even more because Big E. So we have no New Day of any sort. They're all wiped out.
And doesn't the Uso have a championship match?
Yeah.
Yes, they have one coming up. Like, no one believes. If they look.
Finger poke of doom. Finger poke of doom. Finger poke of doom.
If they put so over before they put Big E over, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm not watching anymore. I'm gonna have to be Team Pumps, and I'm only gonna watch AEW and Big E better not take it off of Roman Reigns.
This is like when Shawn Michaels had to defend the European title against Triple H. I just feel like that's like they're rehashing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, again,
because Shawn Michaels is the greatest wrestler of all time.
We know that's your man. That's your man. But they don't have what else they got to do. So hey, throw the Uso boy in there. Throw a cousin in there. He's probably gonna do some shady shit to his cousin, something dirty, jack him up.
Also,
match.
Also, it's dope because when one of the Usos is hurt and they've either one of them have never done like a singles thing, it's good to get him on TV as Roman's kind of lackey, like you know what I mean? Because without his brother, I think that's a good thing.
What I did like that I saw this week was, oh my God, we're already at the top of the hour. One thing I did see this week, I saw that Little Miss Bliss hit her partner with the sister Abigail. So I'm feeling the treat. I think that's cool. So shout out to Bliss. Y'all know I love me some Alexa Bliss. So I like that. They're doing her.
Do you think Alexa Bliss shows up on the Firefly Funhouse as?
Oh, I think that she's gonna probably be like his mole, like his little sidekick. That I like that so much better than because she's good on the mic. She's talented. That's so much better than putting her with Mr. Get These Hands, who can only do one character, and she's got a lot of depth, and it'll be cool to see her doing something new too.
Hey, I would love to see Braun Strowman on Wipeout.
Yeah.
I support the brand.
Yeah.
Shout out to The Miz.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to interview The Miz too, right?
Yeah, I got to chop it up with The Miz. The Miz is very adept of getting you back on track because I was really trying to pull him out of that cannonball lane and ask him some WWE stuff, but he was very good at putting me back. And if you haven't seen the interview, it's on Bad Culture TV. Has some terrific insight to him as a man, his evolution from being on the Real World and the kind of things that he did for himself to get himself to this level and practice. And, you know, he's just a kid from Ohio. You know, it's not like he came from this big pedigree like some of the families that are in wrestling. So he really made the, you know, lemonade out of lemons, because he, you know, no one expected him to be who he is now. So shout out to him, and it was real cool talking to him. But we are at the top of the hour, man. Let's give it a wrap. Pump, give your info.
Pump61 on Instagram. I have a AEW Unrivaled Series 1 unboxing in the can whenever the Illuminati wants to put it up. Just saying.
Listen, it's not Power Rangers, bro. Keep your fucking toys to yourself.
Nate, those toys pay the bills. The Power Rangers pay the bills around here. Shut your ass.
That's right. Big
I'm
Nate,
just kidding, Joe. I love you. Continue.
Give us the rundown, Nate. Give them your business and what you got going on and all of the socials, of course.
Nathan has skill at all the things. Much like 2020 has brought us an odd year. I put out my last album and I said that was going to be my last one, but much like Ric Flair,
breaking news!
I think I'm coming out of retirement. I think I got one more match in me. So,
yes!
Yeah, I'm going to work on a new record.
Hell
yeah!
You
can catch me at Instagram. You can catch me at Bandcamp, SoundCloud, all that kind of stuff, especially here at the Illuminati Wrestling Order, which I am very thankful that they give us this hour every week to chop it up and have a great time. This is one of the things I look forward to each week. Just keep tuning in. Keep watching. We're going to have guests. We're going to have fun shows. It's a good time. Jay?
It is. And of course, I am Giandra LaBeouf on all of the things, on Twitter, Instagram. Don't add me on Facebook. I'm not going to add you back. That's only for the old folks and the church folks. So don't add me on Facebook. But you can add me on Twitter and on Instagram. Follow me. Subscribe to my channel, Bad Culture TV. I'm trying to hit the 10K before the end of the year. I'm almost at 8,100 now. So, you know, go check out my interview with The Miz. I made a playlist of all my WWE or all my wrestling interviews. I haven't put the Brandy Rhodes one. I have one up with Brandy Rhodes that I haven't put up yet. But, you know, watch my stuff with Booker T. And I talked to The Miz and Big E and Paige and, you know, other folks. Go watch my interviews with all of them. And make sure that you are following the Illuminati on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. And if you want your psychic reading, please cash out and PayPal us $14.95, and I will give you the best predictions. Watch when Danny gets signed to Ring of Honor. You gotta remember where you got it first.
All the young wrestlers are gonna show up here to get the reading.
Okay, they're gonna be like Jay. What do you see? I'm going to be like, I foresee you are going to be signing
You're bringing me back. You've been up to the not the Getty, but the what's the Jesus Christ?
Yes, my son.
What's the fucking astronomy center? Here in LA.
The observatory.
The Griffith Observatory, yes. That little ball reminds me at the end where they're like, and humanity, and then they walk around with that thing. Sorry. Yeah.
You know,
sorry.
I got it.
That was for the watchers that live in Los Angeles. I've had a lot to drink tonight. I'm sorry.
You know, props are my thing.
You know, shout out to Fat Kid Deals for making me buy more shit that I don't need. So shout out to them, and thanks for watching. We'll be back next week, and have a great night, everybody.
Peace.